Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do the February the 11th just for today in a meditation. I hope you're doing well this morning. Let's go ahead and get into that screen. Title of the meditation for today, A Curse into a Blessing. We have become very grateful in the course of our recovery. We have a disease, but we do recover. That comes from your basic text, page 8. Active addiction was no picnic. Many of us barely came out of it alive. But ranting against the disease, lamenting what it has done to us, pitying ourselves for the condition it has left us in, these things can only keep us locked in the spirit of bitterness and resentment. The path to freedom and spiritual growth begins where bitterness ends, with acceptance. There's no denying the suffering brought by addiction. Yet it was this disease that brought us to Narcotics Anonymous. Without it, we would neither have sought nor found the blessing of recovery. In isolating us, it forced us to seek fellowship. In causing us to suffer, it gave us the experience needed to help others. Help no one else was so uniquely suited to offer. In forcing us to our knees, addiction gave us the opportunity to surrender to the care of a loving higher power. We would not wish the disease of addiction on anyone, but the fact remains that we addicts already have this disease, and further, that without this disease, we may never have embarked on a spiritual journey. Thousands of people search their whole lives for what we have found in Narcotics Anonymous: fellowship, a sense of purpose, and conscious contact with a higher power. Today, we are grateful for everything that has brought us this blessing. Just for today, I will accept the fact of my disease and pursue the blessing of my recovery. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the reversion of the Serenity Prayer. A moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for the day, please and thank you. Well, good morning to you, and what a marvelous meditation. What a beautiful meditation. I want to send a shout out to my husband, whose belly button birthday is today. I want to say happy birthday to you, Joe. And may you continue to experience the beauties of recovery. So we're talking about a course into a blessing. And when we're talking about that, uh, it's hard sometimes to imagine that something that happened to us individually, that we survived individually, that was so torturistic, so ugly, so degrading, could actually produce a blessing for us. The truth of the matter is, I don't enjoy saying that I'm an addict. I don't enjoy that. I don't. But I know that I must because it's my reality. It's who I am. And that catapults me into turning things around. I have to admit that I have a problem. And in the admittance, I open the door to experience the relief that comes from it, the daily reprieve that we talk about. That's all that we have is a daily reprieve. And in that reprieve, in experiencing that reprieve, the process of that living experience on a daily basis, I'm talking about the here and now. I'm not talking about yesteryear. I'm not talking about the last time you used. I'm talking about taking that last time and yesteryear's being into active addiction, using every day, chasing the next one. I'm talking about taking that, applying the principles of this program, accessing the fellowship, and being able to say today, I'm grateful that I am an addict because it brought me to this program. It brought me to this spiritual blessing. Without it, I may have experienced other blessings, right? It would have aligned me or set me up to experience other things. So I'm talking about without the disease of addiction, without having the disease of addiction, there's other things that probably would come my way, right? Other things, other blessings, right? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about facing our reality. We're talking about being able to say, yes, I am an addict, seeking recovery today through this 12-step program called Narcotics Anonymous that is spiritual and not religious. That is a whole different ball game to me because of all the things that I could have experienced without being an addict. Being in Narcotics Anonymous is not one of them. The best that I would have been able to experience is possibly one, having a partner that was an addict and have them recover, right? The beauty of that. Or two, being able to sit in an open meeting as an observer, someone wondering about whether or not they're an addict or supporting someone they know that is. That's the best that I would have been able to get out of Narcotics Anonymous. Or, well, there's other options. I probably would have been able to hire people to work for me that were recovering addicts because we make great employees, right? But to experience the fellowship, to experience the benefit of this 12-step program, it took me admitting that I had a problem and that I was powerless over the disease of addiction, that my life had become unmanageable in order for me to access all of this other stuff. See, some of you are sitting right there in a treatment center right now, and you're listening to me on a daily basis. And maybe you're doing it because you want to, maybe you're doing it because you have to. But you and I would never have met had it not been for you admitting that you were powerless over the disease of addiction and that your life had become unmanageable. And maybe you're on the teeter-totter with that. But all I have to do is look where my 2 feet are, look down where my 2 feet are, and wherever they're standing, acknowledge what's going on around me in the here and now. Because you wouldn't be in a treatment center if you didn't have a problem. And because you were able to admit that you had a problem, we're able to have this discussion, this conversation on a daily basis. Now I know you in spirit and you know me. Yeah, because I have to move past my past. I have to. I have to let that spirit of bitterness and resentment go. I don't have an option today. I guess I have an option. I can always choose to recover. But for me personally, I'm not trying to use, I'm not trying to get high. I'm trying to survive my father's death and move into what comes after that. How do I live without him? Right? What beauty can I take from my relationship with him and use that to be of service to humanity. And I know that sounds very broad, but that's what I'm really trying to do. That's really what I'm trying to, um, show is that I'm a caring, loving individual that is able to be selfless today, to give to others today, to be of service to others in whatever capacity that I'm able to actually do authentically, right? So when we're talking about where we're at right now, it's very important for me personally to acknowledge this is where I'm at right now. Where are you right now? And I'm not just talking to the people, as I was mentioning, that may be in the treatment center right now. I'm talking to all of us that are listening. Where are you at right now? Are you still bitter and resentful about being an addict? Are you still bitter and resentful about all of the issues that came up and the people and the problems? And you're locked in your past so much so that you're not able to fully access the benefit of this program? Have you ever gone to, let's just say, to the mall, out of town, right? Yeah, you ever been out of town and gone to the mall to go shopping, and maybe back home where you're from, they have this beautiful store that you love to shop at, right? Let's say a TJ Maxx or a Marshall Fields, right? Let's keep it simple. The mall that you're used to going to in your hometown has both of those stores and you love it. Then you go out of town to a place like maybe say Iowa, where I'm at, and they have a mall. So you go into the mall and you hit a few stores and then you leave with whatever you purchase. Then you have a conversation with someone and thought I'd just grab you up for lunch and we'll go to the mall. I want to take you to your favorite shopping place. Oh, really? What is that? I want to take you to Marshalls. We got a Marshalls here too. And in your mind, you're like, how did I miss that? How did I go to the mall and not know my favorite department store was right there in that mall? Right? See, you went into the mall, but you didn't access the full benefits of it. You didn't even get what you came or wanted to get for whatever reason. It could be laziness, not willing to walk through the whole mall to find out what's there. It could be preoccupation, right? You walk right past it, not realizing I doubt I would ever do that, but it's possible, right? It's the same thing spiritually, right? Because Narcotics Anonymous isn't a religious program, it's spiritual. I mean, you can come in, you remember when you say you are. Right? But sometimes, because of the spirit of bitterness and resentment, we only get clean and come into the first door of Narcotics Anonymous and sit down somewhere in a meeting. And that's all. We're on paper and we have to go. That's all. We're so full of bitterness and resentment that we can't fully access all that is available to us in this program. You know how many people I've met that have never gone to an NA convention? We took our men's recovery home, all expenses paid, and took them to the Chicago Regional um, Convention, right? They had never experienced that, and it was life changing. So, the beauties of this program that we can actually access as a result of letting go of the bitterness, the resentment and coming into the program and rolling up our sleeves, being willing to do the work, get a sponsor, work the steps, make meetings, share, and be of service. There's so many other things that can come my way as a result of that. And I would hate to leave you just right there. I want for you to know that being clean is wonderful, but I never would experience any of this beauty had I never admitted that I had a problem. I don't want you to allow the beauty of this program to slip away. Do you know how many people text me yesterday and left comments from me yesterday? Because we had the celebration of life for my father. You guys were like the wind beneath my wings. That was so beautiful to me. But had I never admitted that I was an addict, I would not know you. We would not have this beautiful, loving relationship. And if I can have it, you can have it. You can take a curse and cause it to become a blessing, or you can take a curse and allow it to eat you away and not fully access this program. I wouldn't want that for you. Well, I hope that you have benefited from the meditation. It was a bit long today, I feel like, and I will have time to abbreviate it today. I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to talk to you tomorrow.